So like that other one mana instant that Cam knows about.
Oh yeah. Boop. Okay, let's get Moss, let me get you caught up here real quick. I drove 3
Yeah.
hours down to Portland to play in a Magic the Gathering tournament, and then Cam decided to win his own shit. You're caught up. Congratulations. I got you.
Yeah.
Got you there.
So my understanding is that Cam's W was
It's a W with an
Cam's
asterisk.
Cam's W's were compiled under dubious means.
Yeah,
heavily
100%.
asterisk.
It's like the asterisk is actually bigger than the number. I think it's really like how you guys did that was really smart, which was just him and Aaron just split rounds. Like, it's not a terrible way to. Like, I wouldn't have a problem with that even at a bigger event if like organizers were just splitting between themselves. I'd be like, yeah, fuck it, let's roll.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
it made a whole lot of sense.
Yeah. So are we
Yeah,
still?
we're recording. It started.
Cool.
We're on. Yeah.
So let me set that whole thing up. Because like just for a little bit of historical context, when you run a club, and Matt, you know this as well as anybody. When you have an odd number, you have one of two options, right? If you don't give a shit, you just say, "Oh, I'm going to put myself in, and we're gonna roll, and somebody's going to get a bye every time."
Sure.
We're a little different over here in Portland, just because we have so few meetups. I mean, I can't even remember maybe it was War of the Roses last time we met up as a full group. And so I know everybody was super stoked to play. And we had a nice even 22, and then Doug comes rolling in at
fucking late as
12:05. Yeah, late as fuck. He did message me, so good on him. But I was all set to play, and then he comes in, lucky number 23. I'm just like, you know what? I don't want to hand out buys all day. Everybody's super stoked to play. I had to run the computer, and I'm all into AAA anyway. Let's just do this. So I hit pair with the 22, and Aaron went and played. And I just sat out, and I kind of hung out because Justin Hampton was there. We'll talk about that in a second. But like I just sat down, and I had a ton of shit to do, getting the toys set up, getting all the prize cards out. And so Aaron comes over, and he won his first match because he's playing mono black. And he comes over, he's like, "Hey, I won my first match, but I don't want you to sit here all day. Let's just go back and forth, and we'll play every other round." And he and I have done that in multiple events now, just so that somebody's not sitting there by themselves all day. And it really scratches the itch. You play 2, 3, 4 rounds, whatever it is. You get to take care of all the admin shit. And it's all good, right? And so he comes over. He won first round. I'm like, no. You just win. Like, play until you lose, and then once you lose, we'll start alternating. He's like, no, I don't give a shit. So I sat down and played round 2 against Justin from Seattle on
red black
aggro, yeah. And I destroyed Justin. It wasn't even really fair because I built this red green aggro deck, and I've just been making it faster and faster and faster. It runs out of gas. It dies to Swords of Plowshares. It dies to card advantage. Dies to everything. But if you don't have a plan for it, it runs you over.
Yeah, I was the only one in the room with Swords of Plowshares and a banding creature in my deck. Assuming I was going to play you. And I just never.
You would have won, but yeah. So Justin was trying to play Disc to wipe out the weenies, and it just was too slow. So I ran him over, or I ran them over. No big deal. But I came back and I said, Aaron, we're 2-0, like, kind of hot rodding. So he went and played round 3, and I was over doing whatever. He comes back and he's like, I just won round 3. We're 3-0, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, okay. Well, do you want to play? And he's like, no. Well, let's keep this going. So the next one's against Joe Fairbanks, who is one of our new members. He's become a dear friend of mine, but he's playing Titania Song, like the only control player in the room, right?
Him and Jordan are the only people playing control, and Jordan wasn't doing so hot.
Jordan was at the other end of the room, and so I was like, Aaron, I gotta play Joe because he's been running his mouth about this Titania Song. He did really well at Chalice, and so We sat down, played a back and forth, and I was more stoked to beat him on the first game. Like I was running around doing Messi celebrations. Like there was a large amount of shit talking going on because that's what Magic's about anymore. But I ended up beating Joe through a bunch of Swords of Plowshares. He was regrowthing Swords of Plowshares on me because he couldn't find balance or wrath, and it was disgusting.
That's not good.
Yeah, that was foul, right? He was trying to top deck into something, but couldn't get there, right? So we're 4-0, and I'm like, all right, Aaron, it's your turn to rotate in, and we're playing. Oh God.
I don't know who he destroyed me in like round 2 or 3.
Yeah. He's playing. He's playing Line Dib Bolt Shahrazad, like Moss. Aaron West's deck.
Story time.
Yeah. So he's playing that. So it's Aaron's turn to play for all the marbles, and he's like, "Dude, I'm not playing against that deck. Fuck that deck." I'm like, "Come on, man. We're 4-0."
Matt, Andrew, or Aaron was the
no. Keep going down. It was the next one down.
They're 12. They were all the 12 match points.
He ended up. It was his second loss.
Second loss. Okay.
Yeah, he was 3-1.
Not Joe. Jeff, like Joff, but probably pronounced Jeff.
Not Jeff. Patrick. It was Patrick.
Yeah, okay, there it is.
Sorry, Patrick. Yeah. So
we got there.
Yeah. So it's Aaron's turn to play. He's like, I'm not playing against that deck. Fuck that deck. I'm like, dude, we're 4-0, man. It's your turn. He's like, nope. You go win this. Whatever. and so yeah, I sat down with him and we played 2 games. I swear we bounced 3 chain lightnings between the 2 of us over the 2 games.
Yes.
For 30 damage.
Yep. Me and Justin did that during our game.
Yeah. And so it was aggro against aggro. He couldn't get any control. He came out fire in one game with a bunch of power and a bunch of restricted shit, and I just weathered the storm. But man, I'm telling you, red green, if people aren't prepared for it and don't like bring in all their sideboard hate, like dude, Pixies is a real card. And so yeah, we played. We were done in like less than 10 minutes. Dude, Boss is over here giggling.
I'm just listening. Yeah. I'm just listening.
He just like got lucky all day. Like I've seen this deck list. And I'm just like any decks, even splashing white, like you would be like, oh, this game is over. It's not, but it's not.
You had 4 Berserks. How were the 4 Berserks?
Dude, I only cast Berserk one time all day.
So were you boarding it out, or it was just dead?
No, it was dead. Like one again, especially against Joe, when he regrowth Swords of Plowshares, I had 2 Berserks in my hand, couldn't use them.
So you're just going like turn 1 Pixie, turn 2, or turn 1 Sprite, turn 2 Pixie, or turn 1 Ape.
Dude, I'll tell you all day it was turn 1 Llanowar Elf.
Oh yeah,
which just like because I go turn 1 Llanowar Elf, like Taiga Llanowar Elf, and then you play a Pixie and an Ape. And I never got I got balanced one time for like, like
for 6 cards, 6 to 1.
Yeah. But if you dodge balance, like even Swords isn't that good because you've just got a bunch of little guys.
You're wide enough.
Yeah, I went super wide. I committed to it 100%, knowing that I'd get blown out by balance or wrath. Like Joe, it wasn't balance; it was wrath. Joe got off a wrath one time.
I mean, but how many people are playing Wrath nowadays? Like
nobody.
Just Joe. 1 copy in Joe's deck, probably.
Yeah, I mean everybody's playing Tutor Balance, and he was trying to say like, oh, if I had a Abyss, I'd beat you. And I'm like, dude, I got Whirling Dervishes, homie.
Yeah,
don't even worry about that.
I saw an Abyss the other couple weeks ago when we did that 95, and I can't remember now who was trying to play it. I think it was Brandon Adams, and he was going to tutor it up. And I'm like, I had Order of the White Shield and Order of Lightbur.
You're like, go ahead, go get it, bud.
And I said, go get a different card. Don't go get that card.
Don't waste it, buddy.
I'm like, what answers do you even have here? Because he was basically dead. He's like, well, I was going to go get Abyss. I'm like, don't bother, dude.
No. Earthquake.
No, he didn't have that. Yeah.
You just show him the orders at that point. You're like,
Yeah.
Homie, this is a
Yeah.
path of failure for you.
Yeah.
So anyway, like I understand what people talk about. People, when you hear people that win old school tournaments and they're half drunk and they're just playing super loose. Like some days you just draw the right cards at the right time. Top deck to bolt twice to win. You know, sometimes it's just your day.
The deck hits, just comes off the top.
Yeah, yeah, and so I've seen several people who are like buying Berserks or buying Taigas, and they're like, "Oh yeah, this is a good deck," and I'm like, "Dude, Tanny played the exact same 60 and was like 2-3."
Yeah,
It's a skill game. It's a
Yeah,
skill game.
It's a game of skill. It's a game of skill.
Yeah,
Dude, I love red green, but it's not a good deck. Like I'll play it all day, every day. But like,
I don't know. The bones of it are pretty good. You just add a few choice blue cards, and all of a sudden you got a real deck.
oh, sorry, I'm
Yeah.
talking. Stop. Yeah, so if I want to put the training wheels on, absolutely. Just fucking. It's pretty easy. It's pretty easy.
So
Just
yeah, that was my day. I got a first place chain. Like nobody would ever. We were just talking about this today, Moss. I'm like, did anybody have on their 2023 bingo card Cam wins a
his
20
own
plus person?
event.
Yeah. I mean, what in one? Like
Cam
Aaron-
wins 2/3 of an event.
Yeah,
It
Cam
wasn't
wins
on- wasn't on my
60%.
card.
Yeah. Aaron and I have talked about getting some of those scissors that do the pattern,
Yes.
like
Yep.
and making a split card,
Like
like a hand bolt.
I am pretty sure that I have those scissors.
Yeah.
I will message you on the side about
Tell
that.
you what, my 2023 bingo card doesn't have a lot of check marks on it.
It doesn't have a lot of check marks. I can hear the
No.
reason. I can hear the reason why in the background.
Yeah.
How have things been going? Pretty good.
It's good, dude.
Good.
It's
dude,
good. I've gotten out to play Magic twice since this summer.
That feels good.
So,
Like that feels
yeah.
like an appropriate number.
Yeah, and I've got I think 2 or 3 more things coming up
Nice.
in winter. So, but Russ never sleeps. You know, I still whip Cam's ass any day.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Excellent.
We had a bunch of mono green battles over the fall back in Chicago. So what did we end up, Moss? Did we decide it was a 7-7 tie?
I
Or
think
do-
it was. I think it was a tie.
Sure.
Cam and I played. We had our latest installment in the Forever War, which is our mono green Andy. I know Eric,
Yes.
you're a big
Yeah.
anti guy.
I'm well
And
aware of this game as well.
I-
This ongoing game.
I really don't like playing anti because it just trips a raw nerve for me to lose in value. Like I will be sitting there like with a 4th edition Mishra's Factory, and I'm like, God damn it, I can't lose this card. This is like $1.10 out of my pocket.
Do you remember in Nashville when I won a revised Navinerals disc signed off you?
My blood was boiling, dude.
Dude, I thought
The
your head was
signature
going to
cost more than the
explode.
car. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
My blood was boiling.
Yeah.
But, so, yeah,
man.
We had our latest installment, and now it's become even more about the trash talking and the one-upsmanship.
Yes.
Yeah.
So my latest technology against Cam in the mono green ante was flying scimitar. Right,
It's a good card. Yeah.
Brown creatures, artifacts are legal, right? They're not colored. So Cam and I, our decks have just been slowly becoming more and more just green artifact decks
Yeah.
with some forest. It's like green artifacts, forest walkers, and that's it.
It's really like a weenie lands deck right now because of strip mine, desert, factory, Pendlehaven. Like, dude, Pendlehaven.
Are you guys playing like Living Lands? I'd play Living Lands.
It's not that good because we don't run that many forests, dude,
Oh,
Yeah.
because of Pendlehaven. And
Yeah, 'cause
then
that's
you're
like-
looking at like
yeah,
10
Pendlehaven
to
feels good.
10 to 12 brown lands with strips, factories, and deserts.
Oh, desert feels good in a mono green
Yeah,
environment.
it's gnarly. It's gnarly.
Oh, it's
But
so-
yeah, so I busted out the scimitar thinking this is going to be the sick tech. I can cast it off all my brown lands. It's 1/5. None of Cam's
Flying,
creatures can
yeah.
beat it. It flies, but it ended up just being a really shitty wall. No pun intended. And Cam, what was your new tech? I forget now. You added something in there.
Yeah, I'd have to go back and
My build was pretty much the standard forest walkers, Wailulis,
Yeah.
go wide, use a bunch of little combat tricks for micro damage.
What card did you win where Cam was like, please don't ruin that card, and then you fucking just ripped one off on it?
It was an unlimited Shannon and Dryad.
There it is. Okay.
It was stamped from Bootlegger's Ball.
Stamped from Bootlegger's Ball from 2018. We were playing at Double R Diner
Yes.
This is last spring, and I win the card in ante. And Cam, in a very serious tone, says, "Hey, Moss, don't write on that one." And I immediately just take the cap off the Sharpie and write, "Don't write on this one."
I was heated. I had to take a break.
I know you were, because you told me when we drove. Like, you still recall that story. That's why I had to ask. That's how old that story. Like, and the emotions in his voice when he said it. I was like, oh, I should bring this back up.
And then Mark Tadine walked in to get supper, and we thought about hassling him for altars at the counter. Why? Because we'd sat in line for 3 fucking hours during the tournament trying to get altars, while some dipshit is getting a wooden sphere, getting a dildo drawn on a wooden sphere or whatever it was.
Just like laid down.
What were some other cards? What were the other cards that shithead got altered? It was Wall. I mean,
dude, it was like Soul Net or something.
Wall of Swords.
Yeah.
He's getting like full art altar on a wall of wood. Not wall of wood, wooden sphere.
Mark's prices now are to a point where that might be prohibitive for anybody to do.
Man,
I think that blew him out. That event there.
Yeah. That changed some policy, that's for sure.
Yeah.
That was a game changer.
Mm-hmm.
We definitely made our opinions known to Sean. I think Sean took it to heart.
But yeah, back to the mono green. So we ended up doing a battle this summer when Cam was in town. And speaking of asterisks, and we ended up at a 7-7 deadlock, I think.
Yeah, I think we just at that point we just laid all the cards out and took a big photo of it. And
well, nobody wanted to lose the 8th and deciding game, so we decided to just like have a ceasefire.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like armistice. Like, you're like, yeah, it's fine until like next summer.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, how about a palate cleanser? And we start playing middle school, and Moss just starts playing Devour combo. Against some like dragon reanimate. Like, I was just playing 60 random cards.
64 card casual middle school deck.
He's like,
combo.
He's like, all right, I'll tinker for Devour. I'm like,
Force of Will backup.
Really?
Go.
Really? Really?
I was like Killer Kowalski taking a young Triple H to the ring and stretching him out and showing him how the business works.
That was foul. That was not the palate cleanser we were looking for.
No. But yeah, no. So I've got I played a little bit of Magic, played against Cam this summer, played in a 95 tournament in October.
Are you guys
old school 95?
Okay. Are you guys just been big on like the stuff like right after quote unquote old school, like 95, 96?
We do 95 every October. That's like our fall thing, right? So I don't know. It just kind of became something of a tradition, and we've stuck with it. It's a lot of fun. It's fun for a one-off. I don't think it's really.
It doesn't have legs. It's just good for.
Everybody gets to
data.
play.
Yeah.
People get to play Necro once a year and go ham.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's pretty much it. It's a lot of fun though. There's I was kind of doing some thinking about like what are we've done this event 6 times now. So like what are some of the staple cards that appear everywhere? And obviously it's Necro, Demonic Consultation, Zuranor, Incinerates and red decks, and White Knights and Black Knights, or Pump Knights.
Yeah.
I'm ready to play. I'm ready to play some 95 whenever you're ready. Yeah.
That was a bad move.
But so we did a meetup for that in October, and Slippin' Jimmy won it on a black-red Necro deck, which was just Black Knights, Necro to fill your hand, and burn spells.
Just
solid
like finish
deck.
it off. Yeah,
discard cards, and he and I played in round 1, and it was just a race. Who had more, because he had all the pro White Knights, I had all the pro Black Knights, and he just had a hotter start and outraced me.
You guys are just like 2 cars on the freeway going in opposite directions.
Well, and he also has burn spells, so he can just burn out my dudes.
Yeah.
So he was always like a dude ahead, and it doesn't take very long.
Eric, do you remember the first time you and I played? We played Annie 95. You were playing Burn, and I was playing that white weenie. and it was the
Mhm.
same thing. It was like you had 16 bolts and I had 16 knights.
Yeah.
It was just like play a knight bolt, play a knight bolt, play a knight bolt.
It was just whose hand was going to run out first. It was really just a player
Yeah.
draw game.
Who's
That's all it
going to
was.
hit 3 lands in
Yeah.
a row and lose?
Yeah, but you
Oh,
just
Moss.
but you would necro. That gives the black player the advantage then because they can necro.
Yeah. If you have necro, then you just
And that's why in my I call it white weenie, but it really is a blue splash. And the all-star card in there has become Mystic Remora.
Yeah.
Oh,
which
so 'cause you
Casey-
get the draws. Okay.
Yeah, Casey turned me on to that. And it's really good because my deck curve is so low. It's all 1 and 2 drops. Maybe I think I side in a couple of 3 drops, I forget, but it's super, super low to the ground. And so, if we stall out and it's like turn 7, turn 8, and I've got like 4 lands in play, all of a sudden that Mystic Remora, I'm able to just use this abundance of mana resources to feed the cumulative upkeep and just either A, keep drawing cards off of it, or B, throwing my opponent's juju off, right? Because they don't know if they want to cast a card, or
Sure.
every time they cast something and I draw, they're put to this decision: do they pay the tax? Do they want to try to cast another card? It's giving them an off-access decision point, especially with 95, where nobody's really used to playing that because we play it once a year.
Right.
So it's just a nice little mind game as well. That card is rad. I only ran one of them, and it was an all-star, and in the future I would probably use at least 2, if not 3.
Do they stack? You can
Um,
put more than one on.
Gosh, probably. I don't know.
Probably.
I would assume so.
Google that one
Wouldn't see
later.
why not.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can stack those.
Feels like a
Yes,
good
I
I
would
mean,
one.
that's a lot of that would get pricey in a hurry on the tax, but
It's a lot of tax. It's a lot of tax. Nobody
Yeah.
wants to pay that.
you got to pay taxes to draw a card. So
Yeah. What we saw in AAA over the weekend was Jordan was running a white weenie deck, but he runs Energy Storm in it, which has one of those cumulative upkeeps, but it takes all damage from instant sorceries and something else to 0. So if you're playing red, you can't even cast your bolts for anything. And he just lets it go, and pays for it. And then on the turn he can't pay for it. He lets it go and then puts another one into play and starts over. And so you have a little window to hit, but man, that card does some work.
Yeah, I'm
when
going to
you're
steal that
running
tech into
around-
my deck.
When you run around in a room full of people trying to cast lightning bolt, it was pretty sweet.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's good in like 95, but man, it was fun.
the AAA metagame has really come out to be like red decks, red black decks. People are still trying to play Stormbind, even though that doesn't really work anymore. But that's kind of where it's settled. And then 2 assholes on mono white just trying to suck the life out of people. One of those is me.
Yeah, Moss, did I tell you that Eric and I played a 45-minute Annie game that was like he was on mono white, no win con control.
There's a millstone in there. There's a millstone in there.
oh
There's
my
one.
man,
There's one. There's one.
now I'm
Single.
getting excited.
Yeah, I
a good
bust out like a second or third term Aether Storm, and he just starts laughing. He's like, "Why would I play any creatures?"
Yeah.
I
Meanwhile, Cam's thinking, not again.
45 minutes. I win that match. I flip over the card. I'm like, I don't even want, like, it's like a dual land or whatever. I'm like, I don't even want this. I just stamp it and give it back to him. That's like, we're playing like the 1-3 tables of Ante, and it's the best part about it. And then we had a rematch, and he got underneath me that game and won a signed Jester's Cap, which now just has shit written on it, and it's still back in my deck.
On cap, bro.
It's such good artwork, which just apparently recently came up for sale. So,
whoa!
If I had an opportunity to nab one of Cam's duels,
it was an Ice Age duel. It was an Ice Age duel. Yeah.
Still, Cam's duels immediately put onto eBay.
Yeah,
it's a good choice. It's a good choice.
Mossatog 6'9", 420.
Yeah, 420 5-star feedback reviews.
Moss has got his own bot farm going.
you have to. You have to.
Farming W's.
Yeah. So yeah. All right. Well, we've all had some fun. Yeah. What's going on with you, Eric? What are you planning on?
I'm planning on nothing. Let's see. I just spent $1,900 on my cat, so I got that going for me. Probably not buying any more Magic cards for the year. Nothing. I'm just preparing to go to Vegas in January, which I believe Cam, you'll be joining me there.
Did
The deck I'm
Is that a
out.
MagicCon or GP or whatever they call it now?
No, it's Brian Vexo's event.
Okay.
It's very confusing. Yeah, there's a GP con, whatever they're calling it this year out there, but it's not the same time. I
Oh,
think it may
gotcha.
have already happened for like this 12-month cycle. That's all I'm prepping for, and then I'm running single to the Team Unified event in the Netherlands in February. So if you're listening to this podcast and you need a partner, please reach out. Otherwise, they're just going to slap me with somebody, and that'll be fun. But like the team I get like paired with who doesn't know I'm showing up will like automatically should be actually just be given one W, and then we can play from there. Like we should start off with a win.
So what event are you going to in the Netherlands?
It's the Koos brother the Koos brothers run it. It's the team. It's a World Championship Team Unified event. I can't even remember the name of it.
Unified as in unified card pool.
Yeah, unified in is three people. When you stack your deck, there's no more
Gotcha.
four ofs besides the basics. Let me get the exact title because that would be very helpful for all of us.
Wait, so you get like 3 Black Lotuses, 3
No,
Soul Rings.
One Lotus, one Soul Ring.
One, yeah, split
between
okay,
3 people.
Yeah, and then 4 bolts spread across 3 decks.
Yep.
Four swords of plowshares.
And so that is a pretty only 4 swords of plowshares can. It's a World Cup Team Unified.
Those would be got it.
My luck, I'd just be running into them all day and just getting fucking furious about flying all the way to the Netherlands and then just.
It's not about. It's just like driving down to Portland, right? Like it's like the magic is there, but it's really just like go hang out with dudes and fucking sick plays.
Yeah.
And I've already been to Amsterdam once, so I'm excited to go to a different part of the Netherlands and see what that shit's all about.
Yeah, that'd be fun, man. Yeah. So you're talking about Vegas. I just booked my flights today.
Excellent.
My flight home is Sunday morning at 7 a.m.
The Eric Martin special. I can't believe you didn't do the Saturday night late fly out. I've done that one. That's fucking sick.
Oh, I'm gonna be in no shape to fly out.
That's where you're wrong. You can do it if you're really disciplined. If you're really disciplined.
I'm not going to be disciplined.
Okay, good.
But yeah, so I leave Friday at 7 a.m. and come home Sunday at 7 a.m. Just 48 hours, baby.
No,
but that's a standard Vegas trip.
Yeah. You can make it much tighter than that. You're like thinking about this wrong. You can fly in Saturday morning before the event, go hard, and just make sure you set an alarm in case you're blacked out to get you back to the airport and fly out Saturday night.
I mean, the best part too, my parents have this timeshare that they bought into a long time ago. And so I sat down with my dad the other day and ordered up. And he's like, "Oh, cool. Well, we have a 1-bedroom suite for you or a 3-bedroom penthouse." And I was like, yeah, I'll take the penthouse.
Yeah. Yeah. Why are you offering me an option here right now? Yeah. We already know the answer.
Yeah. They're like, "Oh, personal hot tub." Yeah. Like, yeah, I'll take that.
Sounds terrible. The missus is coming with me, so I ponied up the money to stay at the Bellagio, so I'll be there.
There you go.
I know.
Yeah.
Gonna go gamble money down on the tables there and be much, much poorer afterwards. Be fine.
You know what's funny is like I love ante in Magic, and I didn't blink at losing that Necro. I wouldn't blink if I lost one of my Berserks. But the thought of like taking cash into a casino and put it into a machine and having it just take my money, feel like so what are we doing here?
The best part about poker is you go to the cage and you give them the money, you get chips out, right? And then it's a very you have to make physical movements with your money as you're giving it away to other people. You're like, yes, here's $25.
So the camera see you.
Yeah. There's like a little line on the poker table. You have to put it across the line. There's some weird rules. Yeah, so I'm pretty excited to go lose money and do that and hang out with Veg. So he runs a good event. I'm gonna just play Jund Angels. I'm gonna play fucking Red Green, Splash Black for Tudor, Twist, and 2 Fallen Angels. Fuck it.
Yeah. Well, he errated the Angels to be 3/4s.
Even better.
That's
Even better.
baller.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moss is down here like, what the fuck are we doing here?
What are we doing here?
What? Nothing. Nothing
Just
good.
set the rules. Who gives a shit? There are no rules anymore.
Oh, okay. That
It's
is the bigger
2023 or 2024 by that point. There are no more rules.
Well, that's kind of like I made this. I feel like I made this lukewarm call maybe a year and a half ago. But like, so over the last few years, it's been spicy event Friday, vanilla event Saturday, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now we're seeing a turn where the spice is starting to leak out of the Friday into the Saturday, and I don't think that's a bad thing, but I do think that is what is going to continue to happen. Because like, how many people want to like just play a vanilla tournament on a Saturday?
See, I don't play that much Magic, and I've never really played that much Magic. So I like sitting down and playing 5 rounds of old school, especially if it's around a bunch of people that you know.
Okay.
Like that's the thing. Like at this point, most of us have been playing old school for 4, 5, 6, Moss 10 years. I don't know anymore. Like it's really fun to sit down and play somebody who you played 5 times.
Yeah.
Or somebody that you know is a buddy. Like, yeah, it's not fun to sit down next to the legacy grinder with a black and white proxy the deck. And he's like, all right, let me cut your deck. And you're like, dude, you don't even know what's about to happen to you. You're gonna win so fast.
Yeah, like, just show me your opening hand. I'll show you my opening hand. We can go. We can be done with this game, right?
Dude, or Moss just grabs the match slip, writes 2-0 Moss, and then grabs my ATOG proof and starts sketching on the front of it.
Let's just skip to the end here, dude.
Oh my gosh.
It's like having a nice paperback novel and you just skip to the epilogue. Oh, I won 2-0.
Yeah, got it. Nailed it.
You just everybody which character is in the epilogue, so you're like, oh, they didn't die. Cool.
Wait, are you still drinking Bud Light Limes? Oh my god. Okay, so like, you know what the most disappointing part is? Not that I really drink anymore, but like, Cam shows up to this event and you're like, okay, and then he breaks out a case of Bud Light Limes. Like we're in college and we have to have our older brother go get us our first case of beer.
Do you want to know why I bought Bud Light Lime?
No, yes, I want to know, but
yeah, because I've been having this hankering to drink Miller High Life out of a bottle.
Okay,
this is my favorite thing. Like, you talk about peak nostalgia.
Yes.
I wanted to drink Miller High Life out of a bottle. Went to the store, didn't have it. Went to another store, they didn't have it. I don't think they sell it in the stores anymore. I think it's a distributor thing.
Huh.
And so I just grabbed the nearest 12-pack of bottles I could find, which was this. Like, they don't sell a lot of bottles anymore. They sell beer in cans.
I understand what you're saying. You enjoy the High Life, which is your Miller in a
yeah. I just wanted a light beer because like I was only gonna have a couple, and it's one of those things like everybody will drink something like that.
Absolutely, people were crushing them.
Yeah, they were getting crushed all day, and then freaking Aaron, not Aaron that runs the Horde, new guy Aaron with all the tats, pulls up with another 12-pack of Bud Light Lime.
I thought it was.
Where was this event at? Hold on. I need a sense of place here. Where are we at? Where these dudes are losing to Cam and just drinking bilge water all day?
Yeah, it was just the weirdest. Like, the alcohol choice was the weirdest thing, right? Like, it was at So Jordan from down there, he is a Mason.
He's a Freemason, yeah.
Freemason, and we were at one of those Masonic lodges, which was a really great place to hold the event. Like,
it was
location was awesome.
Yeah, because the room, Moss, it's really like one of those old. It looks like a church with the rounded doorways and the cool windows and the cool wood everywhere. It was just like, it was a beautiful thing, and it has a bunch of potential because they have like a PA system, they have
a stage,
a video. Yeah, they have a stage, they have projectors, they have a full kitchen.
A lot of room. We were well spaced. What is even more important is that we had that whole place to ourselves. There was not even like an attendant there. It was just us. It was the location was prime for sure. Just the alcohol was lacking.
Yeah, but that's another thing. Like, there's a beer store one door down. Yeah. I didn't want to get too nuts for people because people are so like snobbish about what they drink anymore. You just go down the street and get your own beer.
And then there was like multiple food options, like literally next door. So you could go get like I think people were getting like Chinese food, Thai food. There's a pizza place that was in walking distance.
It just smelled great in there, dude.
It did. Well, there was enough. It actually smelled really nice because there was so much room that it wasn't like dude sweat on top of dude sweat. Like,
yeah, I mean, if there were 60 people in that room, it would have been a little.
It would have been a little warm. When
we played in in Twin Peaks in that small little conference room in the basement there, packed in like 60 sweat hogs down there. By the end, man, that room was getting thick.
Tasty. I mean, hey, nothing was like the upstairs of that bar at Bootleggers in 2019.
No, that was the worst of the worst.
It was 95 degrees outside. The air conditioning was non-existent. There were fans everywhere. Like we were going outside to cool down, and it was easily like mid 90s with southern humidity.
It was genuinely 95 plus with humidity. And like cloudless sky, the sun just roaring down on us. Perfect. And it was cooler outside than inside.
Yeah,
I believe that. I lived in Nashville for a little bit, just not pre old school days.
And meanwhile, I'm sitting at like mid-tier tables, just getting elbow locked, wrist locked by Jimmy Cooney on Mono Red Dwarves, just pulverizing my brain, trying to decide what the fuck he's going to do with this dwarven soldier. And we go to time in like Battle of Two aggro decks. And then I lose.
Oh my god!
I still, that tournament was so fun because that's where I met Jose, who's Oso, who has become like a dear friend of the spawners. But he and I sat down round one, and like I thought we'd spent our entire drive down from Chicago to Nashville, 9 hours, talking about our decks. I thought I had a good chance. Dude, he beat me in 2 games in like 6 minutes. Half the room hadn't even finished shuffling. Yeah. And I was like, oh, cool. I'm just like, dude, somebody who casts Channel to cast a Siobhan Dragon because that's how much they don't fear you.
It's like he sits like, well, this guy is not going to have an answer.
Oh, that was a turn 1 basic forest. Yeah, Shiv in turn 1. Let's go. Like,
yeah, dude,
this guy's dead meat.
Yeah, that was interesting. But yeah, I would just remember that like nothing will ever feel hot after that room.
Yeah, it was a sizzler.
That's a big one. I've heard multiple stories from different people at that specific Bootleggers, and I believe it was quite hot in there.
Moss and I walked out of there. We got in the car. We didn't say a word to each other. we drove to Waffle House, sat down, had an hour and a half long dinner at Waffle House. Didn't say a fucking word to each other. Just sat there like, shh, shh. Every time somebody started to talk, the other one just looked at him, made eye contact, was like, not yet.
No. And then though, once the story started flowing, Cam was telling me about his very first old school tournament out there in where was that at, Cam? At the card shop?
Yeah, that was up in Tacoma. Eric, I think that may have even been pre-you.
That is for sure pre-me.
In 2018, where Joe Wang cheated his way to glory with Daniel Chang sitting there filming the entire thing, hyping up his buddy. And he's like, oh, whoops, sorry, I filmed you taking cards off the top.
Yeah, it was that I was just like 2018. I was just playing just with Mark. We were just playing at a shop. Like I was still playing Legacy, and we were playing old school in between rounds. Not even grinding, like just playing, like just the same 4 dudes playing Legacy versus each other, and then being like, Mark being like, "Hey, have you heard about old school?" And then it literally transitioned into playing old school, and then like flipping Legacy. Like we would just be like show opening 7, be like, oh, you won this one, and then report, and then just go play old school.
Yeah,
it was my 2018 year.
Speaking of flipping, after that inaugural event, Cam then sold his Power 9.
Good.
And then bought it back at like a 20% markup. Like
I wish it was 20%.
Yeah, that'd be okay by me. Yeah, like shoot. I don't know. Prices are coming back down though. So
the one thing that did save me, and this story actually came up today, is I sold my Time Twister, right, which was the most expensive one for a long time. I sold it to Aaron, and he's just like, I don't think you're really selling out. I'm going to hold on to this for a while. And he sold it back to me at the same price after it had gone up like
What a good dude.
8,000%.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just like, dude, you never even meant to do this.
He was just holding it for you.
That
He
was
was just holding it onto it.
Do you
Yeah.
still have Cam? Do you still have my old Time Twister, or did you move that one?
No, that's the one I have now. The one I'm talking about is the one you have now, because I later had
Okay.
it altered. Yeah.
Yeah. And did you end up getting after we traded? Did you end up getting that one altered?
No, that's my
Okay.
my Lotus and my Time Twister are the only things that are not altered.
Gotcha.
Couple dual lands, but it's just a matter of time.
It's just a matter of time.
But yeah, the Waffle House, that was part of the unholy triumvirate of Southern cuisine, which was
Oh my god,
Waffle House, Shoney's, and what was the other one? Bob Evans.
Yeah, I was like, it's some guy's name. We just went buffet to hot smothered, whatever.
I can't eat at Bob Evans
directly
ever,
to the toilet.
Yeah, I got food poisoning really bad once at a Bob Evans. I can't even like go in the doors.
So
I can't do it. Like, I'll go eat at a Pancake House though. Waffle House, I'll do that.
Yeah.
And then we're staying at this hotel that Jaco got from like whatever the hellscape version of Expedia.com is for like the most rotten ass deals on the dark web. And we get off the elevator and go to our floor, and it just reeks of mold. Like heavy.
Yeah. They're like, sorry, the pool's out of order. Like, yeah, we can tell.
I can't do that if Courtney's coming with me, but on trips where I'm by myself, that's the place I stay at as well. I stayed at a place once that I was up in Idaho, just skiing in the middle, like basically on the Canadian border. And like my room was inside of a building that was inside of another building. Like they had built a building around the actual building.
Like some Russian dolls type shit going on here.
And there was like a pool inside of the outside building that was just drained. And it looks like it hadn't been like fucking stocked in years. And they're like, yeah, the pool's out of service. I'm like, well aware. Like, guys, this pool hasn't been in service since we were born. Like, what the fuck is going on here?
That's where they used to drip dry the bodies.
Yeah, I locked my door that night. I was like, all right.
That's where they have pit bull fighting in there. Yeah.
They absolutely
just
could
hose it out afterward.
Just a little spray down. And there's like a fucking dude probably sells like crack like right outside the door. Like there was a dude who didn't come inside, who just hung outside, and it's cold. It's Idaho in the middle of February, who's just hanging outside the entire time. I'm like, you got to sell drugs, right? Like, this is what you do here. And like, there's no way you're just hanging out for fun. Fucking, he was there for like 6 hours. It was wild. I was like, never staying here again.
Security guard.
No, I wish. Fuck, I wish he was a security guard. I brought everything in from my car. Normally I leave like all sorts of shit in the car because I'm like, whatever, fuck it. Nope, not at this place. Can't do it. Good skiing though.
Sounds worth it.
It was. I actually injured myself on that trip and ended the year, so that was fun. It was a good one.
Yeah,
but that's okay. It happens.
Cam, what events do you have coming up for winter?
Our little local group gets together. We're gonna get together in December and Secret Santa and play probably some cube and some vintage. That multiplayer vintage
at Tanny's house.
Yeah, at Daniel's house.
Ooh. To see his Warhammer room.
Yeah,
he has a Warhammer room.
He's got quite the library now. Yeah, he just moved into a huge house out in the country, and he's got this like, it's not a man cave because it's like a banquet room. It's got like a 20 person conference table in it, and then he collects like rocks and old armor and antiques and stuff. So he actually has display cases and a whole wall of like old books, like old books. So he is a Renaissance man, but it's such a cool environment to play in.
See, I would fly out and crash that.
Yeah, that's more your style.
I would put that on my bucket list. That sounds rad as fuck.
It's so fun because we we play these like 3-hour multiplayer games that just turn into like yelling at each other about stuff and like rewinding turns, 2 turns, because you're like, dude, you missed that trigger 3 turns ago. Like, oh, we're rewinding it.
Yeah, rolling it back.
like, yeah, you're dead, and you know, and we're playing for like Ixalan packs or whatever.
Ixalan? Okay, sure.
Or whatever. Yeah.
Fantastic.
But no, it's Secret Santa time of year, so I'm not in the guild house anymore. But that was always my favorite thing.
Let me know you want your re-invite for the 16th time.
No shit. I love Secret Santa. It's my favorite thing to do because like the whole process of tracking, like you get assigned somebody and you kind of have to covertly track down stuff that they'd like, and you try and do a good job, right? It's not always perfect.
Yeah, right, dude. Last time you were my Secret Santa, you just emptied your junk drawer into a USPS priority box and sent it to me.
That was a big box, though, wasn't it?
Sick.
Yeah,
Sick.
It took me like 18 months to re-gift all that shit.
Yeah. So Eric, let me run a hypothetical past you.
I'm all in.
If you made a bunch of like really cool personal altars and like hand-picked gifts and sent them to somebody, and then they just like, sick, dude, and then start literally handing them out to other people and tag you and be like, oh, hey, thanks, Cam.
He tags you. Oh my god, that's fantastic. That would make me sad, but yes,
yes,
still true art form right there.
Does that make that person an asshole?
I don't know. Did he increase the happiness of the people he gave the stuff to? Like,
Probably.
were they like?
They definitely liked it more than he did.
Yeah,
I'm the Johnny Appleseed of EV over here.
Then really for Mr. Moss, it's a win-win, right? Like he got to like dig at you, and he got to make other people happy. So I mean, from his perspective, that was a pretty good gift for him. You know what I mean?
Now the item that was in there that was genuinely rad was the early 90s, like 93 or 94 pewter miniature of Savannah Lion.
Yeah.
So I didn't know this, but evidently there was a small run of I don't know if you'd call it promotional or commemorative or whatever tie-in miniatures, like tabletop gaming miniatures from the original Magic set. I didn't even know about this, and Cam sent me the Savannah Lion, which I then painted, and it's with all my other D&D minis now. But that was pretty cool. And I've never seen any other ones. Have you guys seen other ones?
I've seen people looking for them. I saw a dude on the Discord, like Gen Pop, post a picture of the ones that he had and the ones that he was looking for. I think he had 6 or 8 of them, but I think there's closer to 40. I could be wrong.
Oh wow!
I have to like really dig. I know they exist. They came in like just like you know how you used to get old like minis like way back in the day when they were made out of I guess.
In the blister pack?
In that blister pack thing. And there was a red background on the blister pack. So I've seen people looking for them, but it doesn't come up that often. And I think like more people have been getting into the one company that made like those like they look like dominoes, but they're tokens of like I forget what they're called. Simon, aka MTG Misprint, collects a few of them. I'd have to go back and search through, but those are pretty popular to pick up. Because they're like original tokens.
I always like seeing promotional or gimmicky items using the IP from that time. Like in some of the early comic books.
Yeah, I actually give me a second.
Magic tie-in. Yeah. The Magic tie-in comic books, they had the tokens, or they would have giveaway cards in like sealed up in the plastic bag with some of those old comics.
Moss, do you still have the sign you won in Iowa?
Yeah. Hell yeah. It's like it's stashed away somewhere, but yeah, the metal sign. Absolutely. That thing was rad too.
That was pretty cool.
This one from Ice Age has like all the counters and stuff on the back.
Yeah.
Which apparently like people are super into. That's why I grabbed that from your event, Cam. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And then I went and bought an $8 pack of Fallen Empires to go with the other comic book that I also got from an event with you guys at some point.
Those are $8.
Yeah, they sure are. They sure are here in Seattle, at least.
Hell yeah.
That's okay. Do you guys want to talk about Restricted Factory? You guys don't care at all. I know.
Give me the setup for it. What's going on here?
So
Because I'm out of the loop.
sure. So NoobCon this year, NoobCon, is going back to invites, which is fine. What the big thing is that they're restricting factory for the tournament, and it's still being played for a shark. So like people who are not, I'm not gonna say competitively, but people who are there to win a shark are going to be playing with at most one factory.
So
in Swedish. From the people who are smarter than me who've been talking about this, I think the deck gets better.
Really?
That's people who are much better at this game than me. That's what they're postulating.
So the idea, I imagine it's been a while since I've read up or thought about Swedish old school, particular NoobCon and as well.
Well, just think about
I imagine there's a lot of four. I imagine there's a lot of four. Most decks run 4 factories because it's really good, and there's one strip, so they have outsized advantage that way.
Yeah.
So they're just, hey, everybody's running it. We want to shake things up. I mean, your options within such a limited card pool to change the meta are so limited that really it's restrictions and bans is about all you can do. Restrictions and unrestrictions. Nobody really bans anything. But
it's hard to add to that because they're not if they're not going to add from Fallen Empires or play Scryings, there's no real way to change it. I mean, Strip Mine gets better.
Is it controversial? Right? Like, is it?
I think it's. I don't know if it's. I don't think it's
are people pissed about it or what?
I don't think anybody's. If anybody's upset, they're not saying it out loud. But I think there's like a lot of, what does this do to the? Is it good or bad for the format? And then somebody who's much smarter than me, I'll ask if I can quote them later. But if you look at the banned and restricted list for Swedish, it's been unbans, not bans, right, over a long period of time. With the exception of mandatory, I think.
Has anything like really quote unquote shook it up? They're unbanning shit like Shahrazad.
You mean unrestrict, right?
Yeah. Unrestrict.
Okay.
Yeah, but how long ago was Black Vise unrestricted?
I don't. Before my time. Before me.
Yeah, I mean, same here. Like,
and then Shahrazad was last year. And it's an interesting. The big notable thing is that those were like permanent switches. This is just like something they're trying out for this event. Like it's not a permanent Swedish rules mix. I don't know. I think it's interesting. Like I think there's arguments both ways. Like, do you want like a rather large, fairly competitive vanilla Swedish event?
No, I'll tell you, like MG does not seem like the type of person that wants to play that ever again in his event.
And you might be right, and I think that might be part of it. I don't know. I'm not in the background conversation about how they came up with that, but apparently it's been run before, and like the New England old school guys ran it as one of their monthlies, and from their experience, I think what they came up with is that 4 and 5 color get better because you're running less color, like colors. You're running more colored land sources, less colors lands.
Yeah, so you're just losing brown land slots, right? So you can go deeper on your color splash or whatever.
Exactly. And that's
so you can't, as my close personal friend Brian Manolakos likes to say, you can't just free roll disenchant anymore.
Well, do you even want? Yeah. Do you even want to? Exactly.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It'll be interesting. I'm interested to see what the deck lists look like that come out of that event. I don't have any skin in the game either way, but I just I thought it was interesting for like large tournament with a modified rule setting. That's like where I see stuff going, and I'm surprised they did it for NoobCon, but it'll be fun to see where it goes.
I mean, I love it personally. I love to see something like unrestrict channel. Just let him go. Let him go ham. Like, dude, are you really going to be pissed if somebody goes Black Lotus, land, channel, fireball?
No, I'll be pretty happy because then we can just shuffle straight up and go.
Yeah, like I don't see that like you know. So there's lots of stuff that you could change if you felt like it.
I think it's pretty. I think your guys' points about just making 4 or 5 color better by virtue of just reducing brown land slots. That's probably the right analysis.
Yeah.
And then 4 and 5 color decks are probably going to be Dirtly or a combo, right?
Stews.
I would assume
or just mid-range stews. Yeah.
like I guess I
Well,
haven't
five
thought
color
about
zoo.
it at all.
Fuck it. I don't know, dude. I don't know. What are you asking me for?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna play Savannah Lion, Pixie, Atog, Jazam. What color am I missing here?
You need
Ernie's.
some Sarah
yeah,
dibs,
Ernie's.
some dibs.
Yeah.
Some
Just
Ernie's.
Channel into Shiv and Dragon, dude.
Yeah, no fear.
Aren't we just describing Taylor Quayle's deck? Isn't it like a 5-color fucking stew?
Yes.
He's like he plays Mana Drain, Counterspell, Jazam.
5 blue sources. Yeah.
He plays some other double colored.
And
It's
he's
just
crushed me every time we played. Can't fucking win. Can't beat him.
Man, losing to that guy, that tells you need to retire, man.
I was like that's like my biggest concern going to a team tournament is like I hope that they know that they're signing an anchor onto their team, not a helper.
When you're losing if you lose games if you lose matches to Q, that tells you got to go back to the dojo and train up.
yeah.
Got to.
Eric, I'm not imagining that in person a lot of people have a lot of negative things to say to you. Don't you just stand up?
No, I mean, let me tell you this. In Europe, the European guys, some of them go to the gym. Some of them look like they do pretty well for themselves. There's one dude there who I was like, I wouldn't want to fight this guy at all. Period. But yeah, everybody else be fine, be okay.
Man, not some of the events I played at.
I have this list. I have like a running list in my head of like people. I'm like, okay, probably be okay. Would not be okay. 50-50, right?
The last in-person event that Moss and I went to in Chicago, the number of cases of undiagnosed sleep apnea in the house were double digits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to talk to people about that.
It's like a sawmill. Trying to sleep in a sawmill.
Yeah. I'm like not a preacher, but somebody goes around and tries to convert people to their religion.
Yeah.
That's me, but for CPAPs.
Yeah.
CPAPs are important.
Cam's never far away from his Darth Vader setup.
Never. Yeah, I can't live
God.
without that thing.
Meanwhile, I'm sleeping on the floor underneath the gaming table.
Oh,
yeah. There must have been some malort down there with you.
Needed something to pass out.
oh.
Cam, I think I still have an IOU on that Airbnb too, by the way. And that IOU has an indefinite.
So we rent. Hey, Eric, backing up a little bit. I rented a brownstone walk up in Chicago.
Yes. Okay.
The advertisement said it sleeps 11 people. Okay. There's 5 of us, right?
Okay.
It says it sleeps 11. I'm like, we're good. It shows like by room that's like, 4 people can sleep in this room and 3 people can sleep in this room. Like there should have been enough for twice us. What they failed to say in their advertisement is that half of those were cribs for babies. So we get there. There's 3 bedrooms, each with 1 bed in them, a couch, and then we're like, Moss, sorry, dude, you're the last one getting here. The room's been divvied up.
I'm taking an Uber across town with a maniac driving.
Oh my God.
About gets into 2 crashes. I get out. I'm shaken but not stirred. Cam's like, hey, buddy, we don't have a bed for you.
Oh God. This is like people are like we'll be like traveling events like, oh hey, do you guys want to split a room or something like that? I'm like, absolutely not. I will pay the premium to sleep by myself for those exact reasons. People who snore, which bless you all, but yes, here's a public service announcement. You should have a CPAP, especially if you're overweight. And then yeah, because people who snore and then sleeping in a bed without somebody, like, I don't want to have to sleep on somebody else's sleep schedule, right? So like I go to bed early and I get up early. And if like me and Cam were in the same room, I know that's not true. So then I'm like, oh, I feel like I got to like stay up or go to bed, and it's fucking, I can't deal with it. I just pay the premium. and just get my own shit. I can't do
Yeah,
it.
as we get older, people are much more comfortable with just saying like, "I'm out.
Yeah.
Thanks for tonight. It's fun. You guys go out to the bar, to the strip club, to the casino, whatever you're doing. I'm going home. It's 9:30. I'm tired. I got up at 5:30 this morning. I'm going to bed.
I'm putting my headphones on. I'm going to the other room.
Dude, we traveled. There's 4 of us that traveled to Chicago to hang out with Moss. By Saturday night, the second night that we were hanging out, his meter was filled up. He just puts his headphones on. He's watching the football game and just totally pieces out. He's awake.
Dude, I love it. I
He's
love
sober.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like he's eaten. That's not the problem. It's just like I'm filled up.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. A little Cam Wall goes a long way. Let's
Dude,
put
his
it that
headphones
way.
weren't even plugged in. He just put them on. He just put them on as a like do not disturb,
Yeah.
and then sat in the middle of the room.
I can have them on silent but set to a noise canceling mode.
Yeah.
So they just turned you down even more. Meanwhile, Cam's in the next room roaring at somebody about some like EDH card trigger.
God.
Like modern EDH shit.
Yeah, Taylor Quayle and Nick Viao are yelling at each other about some Lord of the Rings EDH game, and I'm like, guys, can we stop yelling? And I didn't realize I was the only one yelling. Everybody else had,
Good.
not.
That yes. I have one EDH deck left. I guess I'll bring it next time I come down and see you, Cam.
Yeah.
If you still have one. I got one left. It's hard.
So where did we land on restricted Mishra's Factory?
We just blew right past it.
We did. We blew right past it. Here's my thoughts. It's not restricting factory that I would change. I would change the rule about tap blockers.
Okay.
Which is what we did in AAA.
So it just can't pump itself. You think that fixes the problem?
I think that rule across the board, like the like not just for factory, but for all tapped blockers, it increases the power of Icy Manipulator a little bit, and like Twiddle, I guess. It gives them another little mode, but I think that's kind of more the fix for factory 93, 94. But that's just my opinion.
What are other creatures that abuse that?
There aren't
ability?
any.
I can think of Acacian Javelineer, but obviously that's in a Fallen Empires card, so that wouldn't be in the Swedish card pool.
It wouldn't matter.
So you're just power level eroding one card then, effectively.
Effectively. Like I said, it makes Icy a little bit better because you could tap somebody's blocker, but that's about it. I don't think it does much else. That's my thought.
That doesn't bother me.
Yeah, it's fine. It's a 4-mana artifact. Like, if you get there, cool.
Yeah. I love Icy Manipulator. That's one of my favorites. Cam knows about that one too.
Yeah. Well, that was always your shop linchpin, right? Everybody's always like Trikes and Suchis, and you're like, dude, you would play 8 Icy Manipulators if you could.
I like Trikes, obviously, but yeah. Ices.
You know what I mean?
I love Ices.
Yeah.
And just manipulate, no pun intended, everything. Right. Yeah. And I've win plenty of games just by tapping a City of Brass 16 times.
Good. Excellent.
16, dude.
Yeah.
Strip all the dual lands and just leave Cam's triple City of Brass mana base out there.
Just go to town.
Yeah.
Go ahead and cast that dib off triple City of Brass, Cam.
Cam goes City of Brass, Mox, Mana Vault, tap everything, play a Dibbo. I go Mox, Workshop, Icy.
Good game.
Over.
Scoop them up.
Scoop.
I got to put the 5-minute warning on here. We have guests over at our house, including a 5-year-old, which is a big adjustment for me. And they're going to bed soon.
I
bet. I spent an entire weekend trying to get this house reasonably kid safe from multiple perspectives. It's not been going great,
dude. Five should be pretty okay. I mean, my little one's 4, and like, dude, we don't have the knobs off the burners or anything like that. I mean,
they're just got like arsenic underneath the sink, and
you just teach them not to get into that shit. Like, dude,
I have piled a lot of stuff into my office and been like, just don't go in there.
Yeah,
like it's a death trap for small children. Like,
yeah.
What? Anybody got travel plans for Thanksgiving? Or
We're here.
you're
hanging
staying
out.
home.
Yeah.
Cam, what are you guys doing?
We do Thanksgiving with my wife's parents, and then Friday, my parents come over. We're ordering sushi from
yeah.
the local place, and we're gonna have a house full of 10 people or so and just fucking pig out.
Yes.
Rad. Yeah.
Yeah.
We
What about
I did my travel last weekend
Sure.
to my folks in Iowa, and then we're crashing a house thing on Thursday, on the holiday proper. So that's the plan. We're going out to the suburbs.
Ooh.
Should be chill.
Nice little
Should be chill.
Thursday. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Eric, you don't have family up there, right?
No, my family lives in Charleston, and then Courtney's family lives in Montana, which is about 8 hours from us. But they're down in Texas with his little sister, who has a kid. So
Is there? I forgot. I just brain farted that. I forgot that you were in Texas before moving to the Northwest. But is that the Lone Star Lurgoyves? Are they still going down there?
yeah. Simon's running that group.
Is that the group that you used to play with when you were down there?
No,
Or no, you were Alamo City or
Alamo
whatever.
City. Yeah.
My bad.
And I need to asterisk that Simon's group is the Houston Falling Stars.
Oh, okay. And then is the Alamo City still doing Mark Brothers still playing?
They're just very insular. Like, yes, they're still exactly. I got my shirt behind me as well. I just can't get to it. But
no sleeves.
I'm still in the Texas Discord, even though I haven't been back to Texas in 2 years, and they're playing like probably weekly, but they're just not like not going to run anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the way to be.
Yeah, Mark had some big life events, like he bought a house and stuff, so he's trying to deal with that.
The wheel wills is the how's that go, Cam? The wheel rolls is the wheel wills.
The wheel weaves as the wheel wills.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah.
First, okay. Let's end on this. I think that TV show is terrible. I think the books are great. Can we talk? Like, I have 2 more minutes.
Just a shit take with 2-minute warning. Wow, dude. Thanks.
2-minute warning. I don't like. Yes.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Yeah. You guys can't respond.
No
shit sucks.
No response.
Thanks. Well, peace out, dude.
We'll continue this next time.
Roll the music.
Yeah, roll music. Okay, I actually don't feel that way. I just think it's hard to have read those books and then watch the TV series and been like, that's not how it works. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
All right, good shit. To end it. You'll get your time. You'll get your time. Hold it. Just hold it. All right, I'm gonna stop recording.